Hello, and good afternoon to some of you. Good morning to others. And here in my wonderful retirement country, Mauritius, good almost midnight. Today is March 23rd, 2025. And my name is Professor John Houston Stanford II. I'm the director of ASAPI, which stands for the Advanced Study of African Renaissance Policies Ideas. Headquartered here in Mauritius, we have branches in South Africa, Namibia, and will soon be expanding to a few other African countries. I'm also the pastoral facilitator for Faith and Justice Sunday Conversations, which is it's a social media-based spiritual reflection and advisement ministry that's headquartered wherever I happen to be. Today, I would like to have a collaboration between ASAPI and also Faith and Justice Sunday Conversations with my friends of the Samuel DeWitt Proctor Conference in the United States to present to you our March program in our National Conversation Series. And let me begin by saying this. On the day I was born, my anxious African-American dad was rushing through the lily-white, small upstate New York City, Rome, New York, to the hospital bedside of my African-American mom, who had just had me. Unfortunately, a breech birth. Sorry about that, Mom. Anyways, I can easily imagine Dad being so excited about having a son after the births of his two adorable daughters. He stopped at a gas station on the way where, while pumping gas, a white male attendant said something racist to him. Not to condone his behavior, but to speculate why Dad did what he did. Probably because he was so focused and excited about getting to the hospital. Dad picked up an iron bar and threatened the racist guy with it, and then continued his dash to his wife and newborn son. Rome was, and I assume still remains, a small city with few African Americans. And my father's founding Baptist church family was well known and also well liked. So the police easily found Dad later at home. They arrested him and took him down to the police station. Rather than torturing and even killing Dad or throwing him in prison, common fates of African-American males, especially in those days, even to this day, they struck a deal with Dad through the judge they took him before for arraignment. Apparently, I get my propensity to speak to power from Dad, who, by the way, lived to age 87, married for 65 years. Rather than making Mom a young widow at my birth, and my sisters and I fatherless, like so many other African-American children. Dad had published a steamy complaint about racism in the city's newspaper. The powers which war did not appreciate. So the deal was, if my father would stop writing his complaints to the newspaper, he would be released without charge. Well, he did that, and then he did something for the rest of his life unusual. An African American in another African descendant families in African slavery legacy societies taught routinely. Namely, it is too dangerous to speak up about racial injustices, I should say, especially in public. He and my still vibrant 101 years young mom refused, in the presence of their children, to be silenced about being raised, because they were raised in prominent, justice-oriented black church founding families. Instead, they made it imperative that their children become analytical intellectuals, always raising questions, as well as educated. That is, as well as having a credential. Learn how to be independent and learn how to be unafraid. As much as my dad and I would disagree over a number of things as expected in any healthy parent-child relationship, he never once discouraged me from standing up for my rights and taught me how to do it so skillfully. When I became an adult, living most of the time away, whenever I came home over the years, many times with his identical twin brother, Uncle D, we used to share cross-generational stories about what it meant to be a black man standing up, not sitting down, not bowing your head, having dignity, having integrity. Keep on going were Dad's last coherent words to me. Keep on going, John. From a black male perspective, my parents, especially Dad's child-rearing practices, were important for me to learn, since the root cause of African descendant male-centered stigma, poverty, oppression, marginalization, and exclusion has been the traditional daily disempowerment, indeed social-emotional castration of African descendant males from infancy through adulthood. My sisters, too, of course, were impacted by